What's up, guys? Thanks for joining me again. It is yours truly, the Whiskey Coach. Back at it again for episode number 89. Tonight's whiskey on the docket, on the stage, so to speak, is E.H. Taylor. Small batch. Bottled and bond, 100 proof. Bourbon. So, I figured I'd kind of keep this crowdsourcing thing going as we just did Joseph Magnus. Hopefully you got a chance to tune in for that one. A friend of a friend reached out via Facebook Messenger and requested this one. And I almost started typing back, hey man, I reviewed that. I went to go look for it and I'm like, I didn't review that. That just shows you there's so much out there, so many bottles that I have that I haven't reviewed. But I went back and the only one I've done was single barrel. I haven't done barrel proof. I haven't done, the rye. I haven't done any of the rarer bottlings. So I figured, gosh, this is such a standard kind of offering that Buffalo Trace offers in terms of kind of that top shelf premium offering that I had to review it. So thanks for the reminder, Paul. Paul M. Keep a little bit of secrecy to who you are. But yeah, this one's for you. Hope you enjoy. And for everybody else, hope you enjoy as well. So let's get right into this one. I just love the E.H. Taylor presentation. The nice cylinder, the picture of the old distillery, the picture of Colonel Taylor himself, all your stats, very much kind of throwback, speakeasy type feel. I really like it. You get to the bottle, same kind of thing. It's this kind of a mirror image of what the tube looks like. I really like it almost has like a tackified grip. I don't know if that's intentional or not, but that kind of comes in handy when you're pouring drinks, just to have a nice little grip feel to it. Got the faux tack strip, got the nice cork topper. Just a real nice presentation overall. From a price point standpoint here at the time of recording in early 2019, you're looking at around $40 for this guy. I think it's probably a little high, just because most big distilleries, their premium offering starts in the $30 to $35 range. But then again, almost anything Buffalo Trace puts on a shelf is becoming allocated, or at the very least, very, very quickly swooped up. So hell, they could probably charge what they want, so I shouldn't probably complain that it's $40 instead of $35 or $30. And if you think about it, they probably have a couple bucks just in packaging alone. So with no further ado, let's review this one tonight, shall we? Color on this one's very standard, a little bit lighter than you'd think. This is the bottled and bond, by the way, so it's got to be obviously 4 years old. From the research I've done, it looks like it's probably in the 7-year-old range. 100 proof. It is from that mash bill number 1 at Buffalo Trace. The Buffalo Trace bourbon comes from that mash bill as well. All the E.H. Taylors outside of obviously the rye comes from that mash bill. Stagg Jr. comes from that mash bill. George C. Stagg. Benchmark. I'm sure there are others that I'm forgetting. But that gives you an idea. The only differences are age, distillation, maturation, those types of things. But yeah, same recipe. If you look back at episode number 80, I mentioned I did single barrel. I almost got a little bit of like a salted, aged ham kind of thing on that one. I don't get that as much on the nose or even on the taste profile on this one. Sorry guys, I know I like to brag on this as much as I can, so I'll take the flack conversely when I don't do what I brag about. But I have tried this one before, and I've actually cracked in this bottle before. And I actually tried to record this here just now, and this is technically take 2, so therefore you're not seeing me pour. I had a little bit of a technical snafu. But I don't get as much saltiness as I did on the single barrel. It's more of a traditional kind of a workhorse type of bourbon. Nothing wrong with that, but more of a standard offering in terms of the flavors that you get and the nosing that you get. Creme brulee, toasted marshmallows, vanillas, apple pie, a little bit of oak, not much. Yeah, just kind of a real, punch in the face, straightforward bourbon at 100 proof, really nice in a cocktail, good enough to sip neat as we're about to do here in a moment. Just kind of a really nice, reliable everyday bourbon. Again, unfortunately, like everything Buffalo Trace, it is becoming harder and harder to get. So, if you like it, buy it when you see it, I would say. So, without further ado, let's dive into this. What I like about Buffalo Trace is you really get that oily viscosity that if you guys have watched me before, I like. That mouthfeel, you get the salivatory glands really working as soon as you swallow the fluid. I like that. Matter of fact, I like to let the whiskey sit in my hand a little bit, warm up. Kind of increases that experience for me, and I really, really enjoy that personally. And that's your initial feel when you first swallow Buffalo Trace, in my experience at least. I really like that. I get that here. Relatively a quick finish for 100 proof. Certainly a little bit of a Kentucky hug, but none of the unpleasantness that you might get in 100 proof bourbon if not done well. Obviously, these fine folks know what they're doing there in Frankfurt. A really pleasant, well-rounded drinking experience, I would say, on this one. By the way, as I mentioned, this is episode number 89. If you've been with me for a long time, you know that many of my early episodes, I'd review 2, 3, 4 spirits each episode. So the amount of spirits I've reviewed is kind of undetermined, but it is episode number 89 for clarification purposes, in case you're keeping score at home. Man, yeah, this is just such a rock solid bourbon. I personally put this above Buffalo Trace. It's kind of right there in the middle of everything I think about, in terms of price point and quality. It's a rock solid bourbon. And I'd say, having just reviewed the $85 Joseph Magnus, I would have to give this one a 7.1. I'm going to give this a little notch, above the Magnus, especially for the price. It's a really nice bang for your buck, quality pour. So there it is. Tonight's review. There you go, Paul. There you go, audience. Thank you always for joining me tonight. I appreciate the support, the love, the feedback, all that good stuff. Very much appreciated. Stay tuned. I will be out of pocket for just a bit, but you'll see me sooner than later. So thanks, guys. And as always, stay safe out there and glasses up.